Merhaba bazı izleyenlerim, ben Erdem Papuçyan. Bugün Birleşik Krallık Dış Ticaret Bakanlığı teknoloji uzmanı Doktor Chris Moore bizlerle olacak. Bugün bize kendisi Birleşik Krallık'ın teknoloji şirketlerinin sunduğu fırsatlardan, ekosistemden ve yatırım ortamından bahsedecek. Aynı zamanda Birleşik Krallık'ta şirketi büyütmek isteyen girişimciler için de bakanlığın sağlamış olduğu ücretsiz hizmetlerden de bahsedecek. Şimdiden konu özelinde destek almak isteyen şirketlerin aşağıda belirtmiş olduğumuz mail adresine mail atarak Birleşik Krallık Dış Ticaret Bakanlığı'nın yatırım birimiyle iletişime geçebileceğini de ekleyelim. Ve dilerseniz Doktor Chris Moore'u da yanımıza alarak röportajımıza başlayalım. Hello.
Hi. Hi, Adam. How are you?
I'm fine. You?
I'm very well, thank you. Good to have the chance to talk today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for joining us today.
It's a pleasure.
Well, if you are ready, we can start now.
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
Okay. Well, can you give us an overview of the tech landscape in the UK? What are the growth trends and rising subsectors?
Okay, so the tech environment in the UK is a very exciting place at the moment, I think. We see lots of early stage companies that are coming to the UK, being successful, raising funding and being able to scale their business. And I think there are, of course, many key themes at the moment, but I think arguably one of the most exciting ones is artificial intelligence, as we see lots of AI companies coming to the UK or growing here and being able to apply their technologies across a very wide range of different applications.
Well, how is the growing tech industry and subsector divided around the UK in terms of clusters?
Sure, that's a really good question. And I think one of the key things to remember about the UK is that there are many digital clusters across the country. There are probably more than 30 across the whole of the UK. But there are key places. Everybody knows London, of course, but there are other well-established clusters, places like Manchester, which has seen some of the highest growth of tech companies in the last year or so, but also clusters like Edinburgh, which is very strong in data analytics, Newcastle, which is very strong in healthcare and medtech, as well as established locations like Cambridge and Oxford, of course, as well as Bristol, which is very strong in things like Internet of Things.
Okay. Well, how do tech companies reach the support offered by governments or local administrations?
So I think the first point of contact is always to reach out to the local Department of International Trade office in Turkey. And they are located at the British Embassy and the British Consulate in Istanbul and Ankara. And then to have that first dialogue about how you might want to explore the UK market. We have a team both in Turkey, but we also have a large team in the UK who can help companies explore the opportunities on the ground when they arrive. And of course, everything that we do for companies is both confidential, so we don't share the information with anybody else, and also it's free of charge. So it's
great.
Not much is free these days, but it really is, because we're very keen to help Turkish companies and entrepreneurs come to the UK and be successful.
Great. Well, how dynamic is the investment landscape and the VC funding in the UK at this point, and how easy it for young tech startups to access funding? And my last and least, what do UK investors look for? This is the most important part, I think.
Sure. So let's go through this step by step. So in terms of the environment for investment for tech startups and scale-ups, it's very good at the moment. And in fact, last year, 2019, there was more than £10 billion worth of investment from VCs and business angels. So it's very dynamic. Many companies come to the UK from other parts of the European region and further and beyond, because there are strong support mechanisms available for early stage companies. So for instance, there are tax breaks that support investors to invest in early stage companies. But I think in terms of, well, how easy is it to raise funding in the UK? Clearly, a company needs to come and set up some sort of presence in the UK, but there's a very well-established infrastructure of VCs and business angels. And in the Department for International Trade, we can give help in terms of signposting to where companies might be able to get more information and best approaches to access some of those funding opportunities. Of course, there's also public sector funding. So if you're looking to do tech development, you can also do that in the UK. And there are agencies like Innovate UK, which support companies to access that kind of funding. So if a company comes to the UK and has got a great idea and it's looking for funding, certainly it's never easy to raise funding, but I think arguably the UK is perhaps more straightforward than some other markets in the rest of Europe. And of course, when companies are pitching to UK investors, they have to remember a few different things. I think, first of all, number one, they have to think, well, how is my product or service different from what's already in the marketplace? Yeah. Because most investors don't want to invest in a Me Too product. They want to invest in something that's clearly going to shake up the market and produce a dynamic impact on with customers. So it's trying to understand what's different about the product or service, how that fits into the existing competitive landscape. And then also to think about, well, if this works, how am I going to be able to scale this? Is it something, for instance, if it's a B2C product, is it something that's going to fit into every single city across the UK and then be able to be scaled across the rest of Europe and the rest of the world? Or is it just limited to a very small number of customers, which may make it more difficult to scale? But if it's B2B, then how does that look like in terms of routes to market? How are you going to find ways to successfully sell it? I think all of that is, again, something that DIT can provide support with. And we do have a program which is designed to help entrepreneurs that are looking to move to the UK. That's called our Global Entrepreneurs Program, and that may well be of interest to some of the participants today.
Thank you. Well, you work for Department for International Trade. How this department cannot support foreign companies waiting to set up presence in the UK?
Sure. So my role is as a technology specialist. So I support companies that are looking to set up in the UK for the first time, or if they're already here to grow their existing business. I provide support to help companies navigate the UK tech landscape. So be it looking for somewhere to get funding from, recruiting the first person, trying to understand what the competitive landscape looks like, routes to market, finding customers. It's all of those kinds of things that we can either help directly with or signpost to third parties who can. And I think the Department for International Trade, as I mentioned, is designed to set up to help companies that are interested to come to the UK and explore. But I think it goes beyond that, because if a Turkish company comes to the UK and is then thinking about trying to sell products and services to the rest of the world, you can then access DIT's trade services. So we help companies to look at different markets around the world. And I think for many companies that are looking to scale internationally, that is an additional benefit. But fundamentally, it comes back to what I said a moment ago. If you're interested in taking your product or service and bringing it to the UK, feel free to reach out to our teams based in Turkey as the first step. And ultimately, if you are then looking to set up a presence in the UK, they will be able to help you with things like where is the right location in the UK, which is the right cluster, how do we find the right kind of office location or a virtual office, how do we do those first things like open a bank account and set up the right legal structure. All of those are things that we can, as I said, help you directly with or signpost you to third parties that can provide the right professional expertise.
Well, this is my last question, but I think it's the most important one. Can you please summarize briefly why a Turkish tech company should choose to invest and grow through UK?
Sure. And that, as you say, Arden, is the most important question, I think. And I think it comes down to three things. Firstly, it's about market opportunity. If I've got a new product or service, of course, I'm going to be selling it in the Turkish market first, but then where next? And I think the UK represents a really easy, straightforward market to look at. It's very friendly to businesses. There's a great history of Turkish companies coming to the UK and being successful. That's number one. Number two, I think, is about what we talked about just a minute ago. It is reasonably straightforward to find funding in the UK. It's never very, very easy, but as I said, compared to other markets, it's more straightforward. And because there is so much venture capital support in the UK, it means that if you're looking to grow and scale the business, then you'll find that perhaps more straightforward in the UK than other places. And the third reason is about the talent. I think as companies come to the UK, they're looking perhaps to find the good sales and marketing people, business development people, but also at a later point, probably the technical skills. So be it in artificial intelligence or data science or cybersecurity, you will find all of that expertise in the UK. So those three things, coupled with the fact that the UK is a great and straightforward place to do business, the regulation and the ease of setting up a company in the UK are all very easy. And in fact, if you're coming to set a UK entity up, then you can do that in a single day. So I would say those things put together are the real reasons. But I think overall, we've seen so many companies be successful in the UK from Turkey that I think if you want to find a mentor, if you want to find an example of somebody who's been there before to inspire you, then you'll certainly find them in the UK. So don't wait, please come, take the next step and look at the UK market.
Thank you so much for your answers. Do you have anything to add?
Sorry?
Do you have anything to add?
No, I think that probably covers it. If you're happy with the responses, then...
I'm very happy. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Evet, röportajımız bu şekildeydi. Başka bir videomuzda görüşmek üzere. Hoşça kalın.